After targeting the match since signing with the company with Seed interfering in multiple matches a show to build up a streak, Bill Goldberg finally called out Seed on September 13, coming out unannounced for a promo jumping over 600,000 viewers to a 3.1 rating, with Goldberg strategically placed to wrestle in the final unopposed quarter between 8:45 to 9 p.m. to pop big numbers before starting the head-to-head period, with the biggest number, which was also Nitro's joint highest-rated segment since May, coming on September 27 in a match against Hugh Morris doing a 4.7 rating, crossing into 9 p.m. to lead to a show-long angle of Goldberg smashing Seed's car 2 hours later in the overrun doing a 3.8. With the D'Lo Brown-Mark Henry on-screen partnership going on for almost 2 years from the beginning of the Nation and beyond, Henry's heel turn and the build-up to the first D'Lo vs. Henry match saw several angles throughout the month on the way to the pay-per-view, starting with a D'Lo and Val vs. Henry and Blackman tag match doing a 5.8 rating, with both involved in a show-long angle on September 20 with Henry attacking D'Lo backstage before driving to take him out in a strip club in the quarter doing a 6.2, closing the month with D'Lo in a European title match against Blackman picking up over 500,000 viewers to a 6.9. After making an impact on his debut, Chris Jericho was starting his WWF run, building up to his first pay-per-view match against Ken Shamrock in an angle of him cutting a promo in a cage before working a match against parody wrestler Gotch Gracie to eventually bring out Shamrock for a brawl doing a 6.2 rating, with Jericho working matches in the next 2 weeks during Raw's first hour combined, bumping the show over 1.7 million viewers. First with a 6.1 rating against Billy Gunn, and a 6.7 against another former WCW member Paul White on September 27. With their first ever match being targeted now for almost 2 years since Bret signed with the company, Hogan and Hart, with both now on the babyface side, teamed up throughout September '99 in the start of the build-up to finally delivering the match 7 years in the making, including both working against each other for the first time in a series of house show matches in the last month, headlining Nitro on September 13 in a match against Sting and Luger jumping over 1 million viewers to a 3.4 rating, with Hogan, Bret and Flair cutting promos the following week to build to a Dream Team 6-man tag match, with all three teaming for the first time to headline the first Nitro from the new Phillips Arena in WCW's home base of Atlanta on September 27, leading to a show-long angle on the night with Sting attacking Hogan to take him out before coming back in an ambulance past 11 p.m. for the comeback, with the match and angle jumping to a 3.8 rating. The newly turned Sting, now as the top heel for the first time in his career, was involved in all 3 Nitro peak segments of the month, starting with a main event tag match with Luger against Hogan and Bret drawing a show-high 3.4 rating, with Sting defending the title the following week against Chris Benoit in a match starting in the final unopposed quarter to cross over to 9 p.m., with the Sting-Benoit title match maintaining viewership better than usual, doing a 3.6 rating against Raw's opening quarter, WCW's highest first segment since July, which will also be the peak of the night, with Sting again headlining in a tag match on September 27 along with Luger and Page, picking up over 1.3 million viewers and the overrun to a 3.8 rating. The Deborah-Jeff Jarrett partnership that turned into one of the consistent viewership movers on Raw in the last few months, was ended in September with Jarrett in the final month of his WWF contract moving into a program with China, with Jarrett and Deborah's final 2 weeks saw a Jarrett Open Challenge on September 13 bumping Raw over 900,000 viewers to a 5.9 rating. With the official turn taking place the following week with Jarrett and Deborah teaming in a tag match against Test and Stephanie, picking up another 900,000 viewers to a peak 6.7, with Jarrett involved in 2 segments on September 27 to continue the China feud, challenging her and Deborah to a tag match against him and Tom Pritchard for later tonight, with the match placed in Raw's final quarter of the night drawing a 6.1 rating. After ending the feud a few weeks back with a payoff match at SummerSlam, Test and Shane teamed up in September along with the start of the build-up for the Test-Stephanie wedding angle in November, with Test working a match against the Posse after attacking Shane backstage when arriving to the building, leading to Test and Shane taking them out and driving after them in a quarter, doing a 5.9 rating. With Test having a big week on September 20, teaming with both Shane and Stephanie in 2 tag matches, drawing the 2 highest rated segment on the night, first opening Raw's second hour against Jarrett and Deborah doing a 6.7 quarter, before teaming with Shane in the main event spot against Hunter and China, peaking with a 7.1 rating past 11 p.m. Triple H's first title run had a chaotic start, with 5 contenders coming after him on the way to the Unforgiven pay-per-view, while at the same time starting 2 high-profile programs simultaneously, with the continuation of the Austin feud with Hunter getting him arrested at the top of the hour segment on September 13, drawing a 6.4 rating, and going after Linda to lead to Vince McMahon's TV return in the overrun that also saw Austin returning for a brawl, doing a peak 7 rating, with Hunter coming out during Raw's opening quarter the following week doing a 5.4 rating to confront McMahon and Austin and set up the main event for the show, with Triple H and China against Shane and Test doing 6.2 final quarter and then going unopposed in the overrun to pick up over 1.2 million viewers to a 7.1. Closing the month again in the opening and closing segments of the night, first with a confrontation against the returning British Bulldog, starting Raw with a 6 rating, before headlining in a WWF title match against Rock doing a 7 rating in the overrun. Undertaker and Big Show's feud against Rock and Mankind was the most featured program on WWF television in September '99, with Taker in a more natural character close to his real personality than ever before, pushing show before taking time off for surgery that will take him out until next year, with both part of a 5-way #1 contender match on September 13th, drawing a 6 rating in what would also be Taker's last match on Raw for the next 9 months, continuing the feud against Rock and Foley the following week, with Taker in his last Raw appearance in '99 cutting a work-shoot promo on Rock before sending Viscera and Mideon to attack Mankind in the Boiler Room, setting up a tag titles Dark Side Rules match against them, with Taker on commentary doing a peak 6.7 rating, with Big Show now going in a different direction, with Taker written off TV closing the month in a match against Jericho, gaining over 900,000 viewers to a 6.7. With Vince McMahon off television since losing the end of an era match in late July, and Steve Austin out with knee injury since the SummerSlam pay-per-view, both McMahon and Austin made their TV returns on a loaded-up show on September 13th to give Raw an immediate boost back on its regular 9 to 11 Monday night time slot for the first time since August 23, with both placed in the 2 main segments of the night, first with Austin coming out to open Raw's second hour calling out Triple H in a segment originally hyped as an Austin-Hunter title match, leading to Hunter getting Austin arrested in a quarter, jumping over 700,000 viewers to the highest rated quarter of the night 6.4 rating, with Vince returning less than an hour later to confront Triple H when going after Linda in a segment crossing past 11 p.m. with the overrun, with Austin returning alongside McMahon to take out Hunter in a wild brawl, jumping over 1.4 million viewers to a peak 7 rating, with new WWF champion McMahon followed by Austin opening Raw on September 20th, days after Austin helped Vince win the title on SmackDown in an opening segment doing a 5.4 rating, with Austin and McMahon going face-to-face again the following week to set up Austin getting a title shot at the No Mercy pay-per-view in a quarter doing a 6.6. With the ratings gap growing to uncompetitive levels in the last 6 months, with the WWF setting new milestones on a monthly basis, the Monday Night Wars peaked on September 27, 1999 with the highest rated quarter in history for The Rock and Mankind's This Is Your Life 25-minute performance in one of the memorable segments in history, with Mankind walking to the ring at around 9:50 p.m. before bringing out Rock to a huge reaction from the Greensboro Coliseum, followed by spontaneous exchanges between Rock and Foley, with the segment gaining huge over 2 quarters, jumping over 2 million viewers to shatter the all-time record by almost a million viewers margin, drawing an 8.4 rating and a record that wasn't touched again, while at the same time Nitro dropped to an all-time low 1.6 rating, with the gap between the shows of almost 7 rating points also an all-time high record, with Rock returning 40 minutes later headlining the show in a WWF title match against Triple H, jumping another 1.1 million viewers to a 7 rating in the overrun. The Rock and Mankind's partnership continued to be the highest drawing and most featured act on television throughout the month, with a series of comedic promos including both being involved in a 5-way match for a title shot at Unforgiven on September 13th, doing a 6 rating, with Rock arriving to the building the following week having 2 segments in the quarter, including Rock fighting off Undertaker's crew to help Mankind backstage, before cutting another classic promo on Taker and Show in a segment jumping over 900,000 viewers to a 6.1 rating, with Rock coming out at the top of the hour for a response promo on Taker and a tag titles match with Mankind, gaining another 900,000 viewers to the peak of the night's 6.7 rating.